Hello, this is George Capote with Realtors Gotta Eat, and I'm here today with Nelson Valdes from the Silver Ring Cuban sandwiches here in Tampa. And he's going to give us a little history on how this whole thing got started. And I'm going to let him be the one that shares all the good information with us. Nelson, tell us how we started here with the Silver Ring back in the origins and how you guys got involved in it.
Sure. In 1947, Angelo Cacciatore, a.k.a. Speedy Brown, opened up the first Silver Ring in Ybor City. For 10 years, he used to make his own ham and cut his own ham by hand. And there was a little place right next door where he used to store stuff. And that ended up being a little bar called Speedy Brown's, and we named it after him, Speedy Brown. That was his nickname. So the Booth family, who owns the trademark to the name Silver Ring and also the patent on the recipe, used to sell Mr. Cacciatore the ham. They owned a company called 4-Star Meats, which they still own today. It's fourth generation,
Really?
and we still get the same ham and pork that the Silver Ring originally got from them. We're fortunate with that. Well, anyway, in sometime in the 70s, Mr. Cacciatore was considering retiring, and Mr. Booth, the original founder of 4-Star Meats, talked with him and made a deal. Said, if you ever go to sell, please give me first right of refusal. And that's exactly what happened. In 1985, he decided to sell after 48 years in business. 85. And then Timmy, the guy that owns it now, the name, he went to work there for 2 years from the ham factory because he worked at the factory that produced the ham. And then in 87, they finalized the deal. Timmy and I have been friends for 55 years. So when I retired last September, we started talking about this one. And I don't want to tell you what happened that made us do it, but we decided to do it. And here we are. And we are
That's
now.
kind of one of the things that we were talking about. What precipitated the comeback?
Tequila.
Yeah. Tequila's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So now we're
years.
in negotiations with not only the relocation of this one inside the new mall, we're in talks with Hillsborough County about moving into the county center there as well. So by the end of May, there'll be maybe Silver Ring number 2.
Oh, great news.
Yep.
Great news. Well, and speaking of that, everybody knows about the plans with this particular mall of the renovations and all of that stuff. How is that going to come into play for you guys?
Well, I mean, it's going to do nothing but help us. I mean, honestly, it's a $250 million renovation. They're building a hotel, a brand name hotel. They're building 184 apartment units. They're building 100,000 square feet of retail space, which is where we'll move to. And the parking garage is staying, Macy's is staying, and the movie theater is staying.
In this whole area staying?
This whole area will not. This whole area will be gone and it'll be over there.
Well, so you guys will be relocated?
Yes.
So in that transition, what actually takes place?
It's a 7-year project, you know what I mean? So they're not, it's a hedge fund out of New York that's doing this. So they're not going to close down the people that are paying rent to them because they need rent while they're building. So they're going to build around it.
It will be towards the end of,
yes.
Your new location will be ready before.
Probably toward the end of 3 years.
I got you. All right. Well, that's a nice visual of what's going to take place. Because a lot of people might think they're going to tear out the place. You guys will be out of the loop for a period of time.
No, as a matter of fact, I got to tell you, the mall was up front with me right from the beginning.
That's good stuff.
And they've given us a tremendous lease here that they really shouldn't have. There's a new hamburger joint coming in across the street there, and a new pizza joint coming in across the street there. So being the large corporation that WPG is, I don't think for a minute that they would want any class action lawsuits against them by 15 tenants.
And it's not just you.
Right.
There's a lot of people affected by something like that,
absolutely.
if that was to happen. Well, that's wonderful. Well, let me tell you what, for those of you that are watching this, we did a review on his sandwich. In fact, just a few days ago. If you haven't already seen it on YouTube, take a look at it. One of the things that we found is that he's got the best Cuban sandwich in the city of Tampa as we speak, out of about 30 or 40 places that we've been able to do a little testing on. We're going to continue to do our testing moving forward within the city, and we're going to expand a little bit south. We're going to go visit our friends in Miami at some point.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and see, although the Miami Cuban and the Tampa Cuban are two different animals.
Different animals.
Yeah, the Tampa Cuban, as a lot of you know, started back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. And it's a combination of salami, pork, and ham which is not found in any other Cuban anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world for that matter. So the Tampa Cuban stands as the originator. And one of the things that we found in our research is that back in the day, early 1900s, let's just say that, we have information that Ybor City was serving Cubans in the late 1800s,
Yeah.
1890s.
Yeah, and that was called the Spanish mixto, but it was
Yeah.
on Cuban bread. And the
Right.
reason they invented that sandwich because all the cigar city workers that worked in the cigar industry couldn't afford lunch, so they made a Cuban sandwich for them that was affordable. Then the Italians came and we added salami and like that.
Exactly. And one of the things that we got in the information gathering is the mustard side of it. Back in the day, the original, there was no mayo used in it because mayo needs refrigeration and can go bad. Mustard doesn't. So they would make these sandwiches and wrap them up and bring them to work and keep them unrefrigerated until lunchtime. So they had to have something that would not spoil.
That's
and
exactly
that was
right.
one of the reasons on how they ended up with that.
But the
Anyway.
secret to being able to do that is to get your bread fresh every day.
Yeah, of course.
Fresh Cuban bread.
Fresh Cuban, out of the oven. That would be the best way. Anyway, having settled that, I want to thank you, Nelson, for your
Absolutely.
time and
My
the
pleasure.
information.
And thank you for the ratings. Appreciate it.
And as my brother says at the end of every video, hasta la próxima.